live in Hoover, and I stay in some apartments. They're real nice apartments, and I have raw sewage coming up through my bathtub and my toilet. And I was wondering, what do I need to do? Because I think this is part of the reason why I've been very sick.
Okay. Could be, right?
Probably I've heard this complaint before. What's she supposed to do?
Well, again, you got to put it in writing. Contact the landlord and say this is a problem with the property. There's sewage. This is a health and welfare type issue, so it's something that they need to fix promptly. If they don't fix that properly, my suggestion would not be to stay there. So you need to give that notice and leave if you have to. And then if you have that problem and you've incurred expenses for leaving, when you want to go back and get that money back, you can file a lawsuit.
Is there any situation where a landlord would be required to put you in another place?
Well, it would be a good practice. If it's a landlord that has multiple units, the smart thing to do would just be to move her. But if they don't have another place to stay, you can't pull it out of of the hat.
Wouldn't have to get a hotel room for somebody if a place becomes unlivable.
It would be a good practice.
Right.
If it's unlivable, of course, the tenant does have the right to leave. So if it's one of those things where you absolutely can't live in there, toxic mold,
right.
It's a health and welfare situation, you go ahead and give them the notice within 14 days of that thing occurring, and just go ahead and go.
And you're talking about lawsuits. Tell folks, where are these type of lawsuits filed? How do they go about that? Do they need an attorney to represent them on cases like this?
I would suggest you actually do talk to a lawyer. I'm not telling you that you can't use a lawyer, but 9 times out of 10, there are going to be parts of this law that you don't understand if you don't practice law, and the courts are going to treat you as though you know if you go in there and represent yourself. So, call the landlord, ask for some help. If it doesn't work out that way, call a lawyer. And if you don't have money for a lawyer, Legal Services is a great place to call if you are, have less money and need an attorney.
Okay, need some representation. Well,